Burnout is definitely something that affects all of us at some point in our life, whether it is at home or at work. We get caught up in what we're doing and our bodies tend to be like, hey, hold on a second, we need a break. And in this video, I'm going to share my top 3 tips that I personally use whilst being a ADHD creative business owner to help avoid burnout. For those new here, welcome. This is day number 16 of the 100-day video challenge, of where I set the task for myself to create 100 videos, post them online in order to get better at being on camera and also sharing tips that I've found along my life's journey. So tip number 1 for those who struggle with burnout, especially when it comes to work-based things. For those who don't know, I own the Moonlight Market, which is a shopfront located at Crowell Castle, and I've been there for about 3 years. It was from the creation of my online presence as the Moonlight Market characters, and since turned it into a shopfront. One of the main things that I've learned in the past 3 years of being in business, and it's more recently, to be honest, that I've really adapted sort of these changes, and I've found a huge shift, which has been so good. It's like things are falling into place really well, and I don't have the anxiety or the pressure on me as much as what I used to. I'm not gonna lie, I did wake up with that anxious mind this morning, but in tip number 3 is definitely how I grounded myself today, so stick around for that one. So tip number 1 is chunking the day into bigger sections. So instead of leaving no time in between tasks, because those who are in the ADHD side of the spice rack or the neurospicy world, we like to go as fast as we possibly can, but also we get really hyper focused. Now, I have found in the past when I've got shorter amounts of time, and by shorter, I don't know, half an hour to an hour for something that's important, I don't get enough hyper focus time to allow me to really go in depth and create the quality of the task or the item that I'm making, and have really found that allowing myself a bigger buffer, so 2 to 3 hours is really great time frame for me specifically. For you it might be different. Maybe you can work better in an hour. It's all subjective. This is only my things that I found that works for me. So that is tip number 1, allowing yourself a bigger chunk of time. Number 2 is not having more than one really big important thing on a day. Now, my wife and I have mutually agreed on this one, because in the past when we've had multiple big things on in a day, again, it's that time constraint which creates too much friction between what's important at the time. So one day I had a jousting event and we had to see Em's dad on the same day, and they were just 2 big opposing events that if we staggered them differently would have allowed us more time to enjoy each event and also not feel the pressure as much as what we did on the day. So wonderful communication that we have in our relationship, and it is by far one of my most favorite things, because we're both in the neurospicy realm ourselves, and we both actively are aware about what's going on for us, and because we can communicate so well makes it a better dynamic, and we have a really cool relationship. It's so good. Tip number 3 is the one I used today, and because I woke up and I was anxious, what helped me was movement. So when I say movement, it was going out and doing an important item that I needed to do that included physical aspects. So today I felt anxious about the horses having enough food, so my action was to go out, get some more bales and go visit them, and also do some training. So as you would notice, the boys are being my 2 horses, Tommy and Dark Lord, who I'm training up to joust with, and even if they don't joust, I will love them to bits. That was what helped alleviate the anxiety that I had going on. So in respects to that, I had the anxiety, I knew what it was about, and I knew what sort of action I could take to alleviate that. So I think that those 3 elements really combine into a cool way of regulating again, because all up that probably took me 2 hours to get that done. if that. If I hadn't have trained Dark Lord today, probably would have taken me an hour or an hour and a half, and that anxiety for the day was gone. So if you're experiencing something like that, maybe that might help if you can identify what's going on, what's causing the anxiety, what would be something that would contribute towards getting it done, whether it's an action or a phone call or an email, and then putting in a bit of movement, get the body moving. It also changes up the environment, I find. If you're at home and you're sending it from your own laptop, or you could go out for a walk somewhere and send the email from your phone, or changing up the environment is definitely something I should have included in there. But it's included now because I'm talking about it. So they are my 3 tips that I have found that work for me, and I hope that they work for you as well. And I look forward to seeing you in the next episode. If you have found any value in this, please hit the subscribe button or like button. If you know anyone that also would like this sort of advice, please invite them to this page. And if you've got any questions, please pop them in the comments below. I know there's a lot at the end, but we're gonna get there. We're gonna have fun with this, and I'll see you in the next video.